We are recession proof. Just so we're all clear here, we market life insurance and mutual funds, annuities, college funds, retirement accounts, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so it's not complicated stuff. But think about it. If the interest rates are high or interest rates are low, people still buy. You know, what's interesting is that these are just stories. Like, our company is just littered with stories like this. And it's amazing to me that just some people just don't get it yet. I mean, this is life-changing. I mean, the things that you can do when you make a decision to change your life. And so I'm going to kind of close it out with you guys, and I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions throughout. But if you didn't care at all what anybody else thought about you, what would you do differently or change in your life? Like, if you just didn't care, like if you didn't worry about, see, that was me. So I get started at 21 years old. A buddy of mine, Pablo, recruited me. And man, if you knew Pablo, man, this guy, he was like, you would have not joined Pablo. So for me, I told Pablo for 4 months, he kept trying to get me to one of these meetings. And for 4 months, I was like, yeah, I'll be there. Don't worry. I never showed up for 4 months. Finally, I felt so bad for Pablo. I'm like, I'm just going to go, man. And I sat right in the front row. And I remember this guy telling me, like, you could make $100,000. You could be free. You could change your life. You could do all, like, it sounded like the infomercial, like 4 o'clock in the morning. You guys know what I'm talking about? Just like that guy, right? So I just didn't believe him, right? It didn't feel like it was real. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. Like Pablo, I didn't want to get left behind, So I was like, I'm just going to give it a shot, see what Pablo does, and then, we'll go for it. So I get started that night, and I follow Pablo, and the rest is history. And I'll share the story with you guys. I want you guys to know why I said yes to Primerica. What's the real reason why I said yes? Well, look. Products people need. It's recession proof. All right, let's think about it. We ain't selling pet rocks here. No hula hoops here, okay? And it's not like hopefully the economy doesn't kill. I love talking to realtors. Realtors are great. And if you're in real estate, God bless you. Realtors can make a lot of money. This is the problem, is there's cycles, man. It's like one year you're rich, man. You're driving around in a badass car, man. You're Mr. Realtor, you know what I mean? And then the next year you're like eating beans, you know what I mean? You got nothing. Why? Because there's cycles in the real estate market. We are recession proof. Just so we're all clear here, we market life insurance and mutual funds, annuities, college funds, retirement accounts, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so it's not complicated stuff. But think about it. If the interest rates are high or interest rates are low, people still buy life insurance. And by the way, people also buy mutual funds. If you're smart, if the market goes down, you're going to buy up all you can do. So when the market crashes, that's the best time to buy, right or wrong. Right? So that's a huge thing, right? And Art talked about huge stock equity bonuses. Yes. I mean, I don't know if Art, you knew this, but in public, they considered some of us like founders of the company. They gave me 10,000 shares, man. Just like that, just 10,000 shares, just, like as a gift, because we went public. And so, I mean, my building, in my commercial building in Ontario, that was paid off by, some of those shares. And so, but low startup costs, no franchise fees or anything, low, start part-time, go at your own pace. So I said, hey, look, can I start part-time? Can I just give it a shot? I want to see if this thing can work. And, they said, hey, you can start part-time. I loved it, right? Leadership, personal development. So I kind of figured, like, if I'm going to spend time in a business and do this thing, I might as well be a part of something where I'm going to self-improve. I always tell people, Primerica is like a self-improvement program with an amazing compensation program. So you can make a lot of money. Because think about it for a second. People graduate high school and, they've done studies, right? You graduate high school, 10 years later, 90% of people out there, they've never even read a book after high school. Wow. They don't self-improve. They don't learn anything. They're not, improving their mind. So I showed up every single, and same thing for 20 years. I never missed a meeting for 20 years. So there's a little insight there, right? I mean, there's a little, looking at doing the right thing. And so I showed up every single meeting because why? Because I was starting to rub elbows with a bunch of millionaires, a bunch of people that were way smarter than me. I was 21. I didn't know, I was making $7 an hour. So, massive passive income, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, but that's income that you don't have to work for.
Right.
So think about it for a second. I was financially independent. So I started at 21. I was financially free by 28 years old. So I'd saved my first $1 million in cash, and I was making at that time, $500,000 in passive income. So I didn't have to work anymore. So from that moment, I was free. I had complete freedom. That is what's called passive income. People say, well, how'd you do that? Well, it's because we promoted out Mercy and Alex Ramirez and Frank and Irma Beltran and, all these different VPs at that time. We promoted them, so they opened up their own locations, Grant. So they were making tons of money. They were all making $100,000, $200,000 a year. So whether I worked or I didn't work, I was still generating a lot of income. I was getting bonuses, I was getting overrides. And so all I had to do is maybe I'd show up a couple of times a week, do like a training or do some motivation or something like that. How would you feel if you could make $500,000 by going to 2 meetings a week? Raise your hand if you would be excited about that.
Yes.
Huh? Anybody?
Yes. So
that's everybody. You would want that. But can you do that in your job? And the answer is no. You can't do that. That's the challenge you're having right now, right, Alonzo? Right? So if you don't work, you don't make money. And you got kids. And you got a family. And you got a mortgage. And these kids, they can eat. Fantastic tax benefits. I wish I had more time. But by the way, if you guys show up on this Saturday morning, I am going to do a full-on tax. Like, I'm going to teach you guys how taxes work. I'm going to teach you guys how to get rich, okay? And Art will tell you this. I mean, everybody knows me in Primerica. I wrote a book called Wealth on the Beach. I'm one of the richest people in Primerica, just so you know. I mean, I've made a lot of money, but I've invested it right. I mean, my portfolio is up 52% just this year. That's me right there.
Oh, goodness.
How old do you think I was right there? How old do you think I was? 17, 18? Look at that. I was drinking a beer. That's a beer right there. Sorry, Randy, that your daughters are in here showing them a bad influence. But the reason why I'm showing you this is because I want you to know that I didn't always look like this. You understand? Sometimes you meet somebody, you think they've always been like that. You think that this is how I walked into my first meeting. I swear, I'm not even kidding. A baseball hat, white t-shirt, baggy jeans, and those construction yellow work boots. That's what I wore to my first ever meeting. Man, you look so damn good, Joseph. Your first meeting here, man. So, or maybe second. And look at John, man. You look like a freaking lawyer or something, man. I mean, gee, you look great. So, but I mean, this just shows that it doesn't matter where you come from. Next slide. This is what I drove. This was my little pickup truck. Paid $4,000. Right? You got to roll down your windows, just like you guys don't even know what that is. There's a tape cassette in there. No air conditioning. Y'all are spoiled. My son drives around in a Tesla, $80,000 Tesla, man. Right? The fastest cars on the road, right? So I just didn't know who this guy is. So I don't know where he came from. So, but that is the guy that started it all up there, right there. That guy, I recruited that guy Armando. His girlfriend, I tried to get her down to a meeting for like 6 months. And I kept telling her, come down. She's like, yeah, no problem. I'll be there. Don't worry, I'll be there. She told her 6 months, man. Finally, she came to a meeting and she brought her boyfriend. But the only reason why he came, because he wanted to know who the hell's talking to his girlfriend for 6 months, right? Trying to get her to some strange meeting. And so he shows up. His best friend is Frank Beltran.
Wow. Frank
Beltran's brother-in-law is Alex Ramirez, Alex and Mercy Ramirez. And of course, Frank's sister is Mercy. And so that's how everything, if not for that guy, I would have never met Mercy. right? And they took me over to see Frank Beltran. Frank Beltran wouldn't buy from me, like for like a couple of weeks. He was a jerk, man, to meet that guy. But anyways, this is how it starts, right? You start building, you start growing, you start helping other people. Like, look, I don't know, man. I know there's other professions you can go and you can make more money than we do. I'm not saying we make, we're the only place to make money and we're the only place to, but I don't know, man. I like where I make money. Right. You know why I like where I make money? Is because it's relationships, it's building leaders, it's creating memories. I mean, we travel all over. Me and Art, man, we've been all over the world together, man. All kinds of trips through the years, right? Man, Alex and Mercy and all of our teammates. I mean, you guys understand, we have like 60 offices now, man. We have 1,500 licensed agents in our organization today. Yeah. So this is just nothing but potlucks and relationships and helping people. Yes. So people say, man, I want to help people. Well, guess what? This is a great place to help people, like really help people, make a difference with your life. Next slide. And this is one of the reason why I posted this is because this is when we got our $10,000 jacket. Wow. So you guys just got your $10,000 jacket. This is like one of the only pictures of me in my $10,000 jacket. But that was when we went regional leader. That's when we did it. And so it's just, I mean, you understand, like this thing, for all of you young people in here, this is what your life could look like over the next, couple of decades. Because it's going by anyways. You're going to have to do something anyways. You're going to have to go work somewhere anyways. You might as well go build something that in the next, 5-10 years, you can get totally free. Right. Wouldn't that be better? Wouldn't that be a better place to spend your time and energy? Yeah, next slide. So this just gives you an idea of one of our retreats. So we're going to get back to start doing retreats again, and we're going to do a lot of this stuff. So get ready. This is going to be a fun, me and Josie, we've been talking a lot, man. I mean, this is going to be a fun year. We're going to have fun again, man. We're going to make this thing fun. Next slide. This just gives you a little taste of what our organization looks like today. These are all of our regional vice presidents and $100,000 earners. And so they're sprinkled all over the place. I mean, we have people in Stockton, California, and people in Texas and Tennessee, and all over the place, man. Matter of fact, I think we have agents now, Randy, in every state. Imagine agents in every state, man. I mean, you knew me 10 years ago, man. Imagine how this thing has just continually grown through the years. It's just fun. I mean, there's faces. I mean, I was looking through a report the other day. It's like, I don't know. I mean, 90% of our agents, I don't even know who they are because they're all over the place. But the leaders are the ones helping them now. The leaders that we built, they're helping those people now. So it's starting to get fun. Next slide. And then this just gives you a little taste of, this is our house today. And it's been life-changing. I was just offered $4 million for this house. And it's right at the top of Haven in Rancho Cucamonga. And I show you this because I want you to know that it's possible, that it's all doable. And you know what the cool thing about it is? My mortgage is only $1,800. My mortgage for that house is Alonzo, did you just hear what I just said? How do you feel about that? How much do you hate me more now? I think my property taxes are more than the mortgage, actually. So, but I share that with you because I paid off the dang house. I mean, just about. I paid it off. And I want it because I wanted to be free, guys. How many of you, Art was talking about, those people that feel like on Sunday night, man, you ever dread, like, you're like, oh shit, I got to go to work in the morning and got to do it all again and all that. And it's like, could you imagine getting up every single day and doing whatever you want to do, whenever you want to do it? And imagine on the first of the month, all your bills get paid automatic draft. Imagine, how would you feel? Like, it's just automatic, just boom, all the bills are, I always set up my automatic draft for like the first of the month, and then they just automatically, boom, it's gone. And I don't have to worry about it. Everything else is just fun money at that point. How would you feel about that? Would you like that? Because I saw you shake your head like, I like that. Do you like that? You like that idea? Yeah, is that a good way to live? Yeah. So that's what we're talking about. Next slide. And then just, you can pop through these. This is my backyard. Beautiful opportunity to hang out with. Man, we have such great parties. We moved in this house, and we had our first year. We had 25 parties at this house. Max remembers because he had always set up the chairs, so he really hated that year. So next slide. This is my car right here. So I'm not as much of a motorhead as these guys right here of like Art is, but although this is the fastest production car in the United States, so it's a Plaid. It goes 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds.
Wow.
So it's pretty fast. It's pretty fast. Next slide. And then this is just travel, right? Just so you know, at least you're able to say, hey man, come in. I'll let you meet Daniel. Right? If somebody doesn't believe what I'm talking about, right? Well, hey, look, I'll go grab my 1099s. I'll go grab my investment accounts. I've actually gone through my my money management. Yeah, you guys saw me, right? Didn't I? I did my quick inventory. I showed you guys my whole portfolio, everything. I'll show you guys everything. There's nothing I'm hiding here, man. I've been doing this, more years than I've been, lot of years, man. I've been doing this more than half of my life. I've dedicated my life to this. And we are looking for great people.
Yes.
So let me ask you a question. Katie, if I was to teach you and train you and coach you, is there anything would stop you from at least trying? I'll just try. I'll give it a shot. Joseph, I'm just going to try and give it a shot. Would you try? All right, let's give it up for Katie, man. Would you give it a shot, man? Is there anything? Yeah, would you try? Give it up for John. Ryan, would you give it a shot? Yeah. How about you, Grant? Would you try? I mean, why not, man? Give it up for Grant. I can't read. Oh, Jackie, would you try? Would you give it a shot? We're gonna be there for you. We're gonna show you the way. We're gonna guide you exactly with what you need to do and how you need to do it. There's not gonna be any mystery. I have probably one of the greatest systems for building the business. You saw all the stuff I sent you. I sent you a full-on new recruit process. I sent you full-on who we are, what we do, how we do it, with who we do it with, how we say it, with who we say it to, everything. There's nothing. I got manuals, I got books, I got YouTube videos, I got Instagram, I got, you name it. It's all there, man. I'm like wide open for you guys. But I'm just asking you to meet us halfway. That's all I'm asking you, man. I'm not, because I can't win for you. I can't want it more than you, Grant, right? You want to get rich here, you want to change your life here, you want to make a difference with a lot of people. I promise you, you meet me halfway, ain't nothing I wouldn't do to help you, man. So does that sound fair?
Sounds fair.
All right, man. Well, with that said, everybody, thank you so much for being here tonight. I appreciate it now. If you like this video and you want to watch another one, click right here.